Again, people, Theo from Spiritual Wheels here again. I'm on the move. Today is a beautiful sunny day in Bulgaria, -1, and I'm inspired into contemplating the topic of where is the spirit in the modern technological AI robotic world. Where is the spirit, and why some people do feel like we don't have the help of the spiritual world in the world due to war, starvation, energy decline, diseases, and etc. etc. So it's interesting how in the, let's say, only 600 years ago, we were really connected a lot more to natural phenomena, to the seasons, to agriculture, to forestry, to having animals everywhere, people traveling on foot a lot with horses. So we were embedded in nature. I mean, we are part of nature. And only for the last 100 years, 150 years I would say, people have disengaged a lot with nature phenomena, with the plant world, with the sun, with the rivers, mountains, etc. And it is as if a human being has moved away also from its nature and from the spirit, because we no longer talk with the trees or live with the seasons, look at the stars, and etc. related to natural phenomena and to spiritual development. But even in the past, we had quite a stronger intuition, which by in the past I mean 10,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, even I would say 300 years ago. We were more related because we had a rhythm, seasonal rhythm, because of the sun and the moon, and we were guided almost. We were part of the family lineage. Oh, your father was a lumber, so you need to work with wood, or you need to take off the business, or you need to take the home and take care of the family. And you were an extension, a small extension of the family, but not really an individual that could drastically change its path. Now, for the past 150 years, as I said, things are going super quick. Your father or your mother can have a coffee business, a very, very good coffee business, and you grow up and you become a musician and you don't care about the coffee business. You become a musician till you're 35, very, very good musician, let's say from 22 to 35, and then suddenly you say, I'm done with this. And then you open a school, an educational project. And for the rest of your life, you open 5 schools in the country and you become very successful. Or you just are managing schools and education. It's almost as if you had 2 incarnations in one life. And in the past, that's been very rare, very rare. Although now people are doing it quite a lot. Just drastic changes in people's lives, and it's like they have their second life they're living. For me, that's an immediate consequence of the spiritual realm slowly letting go of us. So how we disengage from nature, if we visualize 2,000 years is one lifespan of humanity, because we know that every 2160 years it's a one cycle of a change of an age. That's astrologically and astronomically speaking, because of the north-south axis of the planet. And if we take 2,000 years as one lifespan, then we can see in this lifespan how things differ for human culture worldwide. How we came from the different ages: Stone Age, Silver Age, Iron Age, and etc., etc. But when we disengaged with nature for the last 250 years and became more related to our own society, to bigger cities, to stronger individualization of the human being, it's not necessarily that we have disengaged with the spiritual world. It's actually that before, the spiritual world was teaching us how to walk. It was our angels, archangels, archai. They were holding our hands and guiding us through. Say, okay, go this way, go this way. Now, from the 1899, more and more the spiritual world is saying, okay, you're free. You're freer and freer to do your mistakes. And from your mistakes to have your own knowledge and understanding of what to do as an integral part of the spiritual world. So, let's say if you have a dog and you're its guardian angel, you're guiding the dog to learn how to find things by sniffing, or to help people, saving them from water if they cannot swim. You are teaching the dog how to do the right thing. But in the end of the day, it comes back home at your place. You need to give it food and to keep that higher work of that dog. And in the end, this dog kind of becomes independent. It doesn't need you anymore. Slowly, you teach it where to find food, how to find food, what kinds of food, and etc., etc., etc. Angels and archangels are not fully letting us go, but allowing us more to mistake, to do the wrong thing, so we can extrapolate knowledge. And if we are understanding, okay, now, especially after our 35, our guardian angel is like, you're kind of on your own. Only in the very, very bad situation I'm going to be around you. So when we grow up, we come 35, 36, we have family, we have a job, we say, okay, why do I feel it's like I have to choose amongst 3 decisions, life decisions? Should I move to another city? Should I take that job? It's like you look around and there is no signs. There are just no signs. What? I just want a sign. You pray, you write things down, you say, I just need a sign to help me out. And the sign is just not coming. And it's because even though you are a believer, you know that the spiritual world is here, because in the past, before your 27, 28 year, the signs were around. You were like, oh my God, it's like somebody's helping me here. Things are just falling into place. But that's no longer happening after my 33, 34th year. Like, what's happening? I feel as if the spiritual world has abandoned me, or I did something wrong. It's the age cycle. There are the 7 age cycles which the spiritual world works in the 7, with the 7. And you have just entered a higher relationship with the spiritual world, which is actually it allowing you to go forward by not being guided, by saying, okay, I'm gonna make that choice. It's my will to stand there with that choice and to take its consequences, because many people want to be enlightened, many people want to be very conscious, to be clairvoyant, to know things, but this is a very heavy duty, very heavy, because angels are not allowed freedom to mistake. Not many of them. I mean, there are a few, but they are not allowed to make the bad decision. They are bound to do God's will. Therefore, there is rarely freedom within these beings. So if we want to grow and to develop, we need to learn from our own heart and center to choose the right decision as much as we can. And that's how we go forward toward evolving as spiritual beings in the spiritual world. because the human is the 10th hierarchy, and we are bound to become angels in thousands of years in futures. The angels will become archangels, and etc., etc. The evolutionary path of the spiritual beings. So it's not that the spiritual world is not here on earth, that they are not amongst us. They're just allowing more mistakes to happen, more knowledge to be extrapolated, and situation for us to develop, being empathetical, being visionary, seeing what's needed in the world. What does the world now need? What the world needed in the 1920s and the 2020s now, it's completely different. We have abundance of food, abundance of energy, abundance of warmth, of products, of everything. We live in an abundance, and again, it's something is just not clicking with the whole humanity society. And the spiritual world, it's full. In cities there's so much spiritual might in big cities, because there's humans. Everywhere where there's humans, there's angels. Everywhere there's group of humans, there's archangels. There is so much spirituality in big cities. It's just not utilized in the goodwill manner. It's utilized for personal happiness, for personal financing, for energy consumption, for business management. Yes, there is a lot of spiritual communities in big cities, of course, and they are trying to work amongst the quote-unquote broken society, broken business, broken moral, and etc. So I do see the spirit everywhere. I see a lot of suffering being allowed to try to wake up people, to trying to wake up our hearts and how to manage this situation. It's just that we have coldened our hearts, we have stoned our hearts, and don't have the time, because we have to look after our children. I need to take care of my house, of my mother, of my grandmother, and I don't have the time to really look after and help society, be part of a community that is trying to build. But that's also happening. Certain people are trying to do that, certain groups of people are trying to manage, and we are evolving in that topic. So where's spirituality? Spirituality is where there are humans, where there's thinking about being part. Even in machinery, there is a big spiritual force engaging that machine to do something. But it depends, for what do we engage that machine? Is it so I go to the casino with my car? Or it's so I go to the farm with my car? Is it to go and help my friend because he had an accident with my car? Is it so I can go to the bar, to the club? It really depends, what do we use that force for, and where do we channel them? This is the nitty-gritty of the spiritual forces. How do I choose to use my thoughts? How do I choose to use my energy consumption of turning my light on, for baking chocolate cake or baking veg stew? These are the nitty-gritties that not everybody looks at. There is a very good saying from spiritual teachers behind the curtains. They say, try not to waste the smallest thing. That's why the yogis do that. Not to waste breath. Breathing like this. You're wasting energy. Breathe slowly. Engage and use the most of your breath. There is also a Western tradition of breathing, an Eastern tradition. There's Western modern tradition of breathing that's arising now in Europe, to learn. And actually breathing and wasting energy is something that humanity is able to learn and to win from. Because if you know how to save or to channel energy from your own body, of course you're going to be able to manage energy of the forests, of rivers, solar energy, and etc. But to channel it in a respectful way. So that's from me for today. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you around. Spirit on Wheels is here.